Welcome, sixth graders, to the Gumball Machine Design Notebook. For your first task, it's looking up vocab definitions of some words that you're going to be using throughout this project. So you can see it's mechanisms, diameter, spatial awareness, bond, and varnish. At the end of task number 1, you have the essential question of how do you use fractions when measuring? So we're going to look at our design notebook where you're going to be doing this. And for task number 1, we're going to go down there. There's your essential question that you need to type in your answer to. And then after that, for the vocabulary words, using the Frayer model, remember, don't just copy and paste from Google. If you do that, you're going to have a much lower grade than if you put it in your own words of how it makes sense to you. And then you got to put an image of the word that helps you better understand what the meaning is. And then give examples of what is the word and something that represents it, and then a non-example. So for the first word, mechanism, we can do together. Google search definition of mechanism. And you can see it says here, a system of parts working together in a machine, a piece of machinery. So again, don't just copy and paste. Think to yourself, what does that mean to you? If tomorrow this definition wasn't in front of you and we asked, what is a mechanism? You should be able to understand it in your own words. So for this, I'm going to say something that works together in machines. Let's see, a system of parts working together in a machine. Let's go ahead. Parts within a machine that work together. All right, and so when you do your gumball machine, you are going to have a mechanism that allows the gumball to drop out from the jar up on top to you being able to eat it. So to do an image, you can just go to Google Images, see mechanism, and there's gears there that would obviously be representation of it, so you can click on that, copy image. And so for examples, just like you see here, gears are going to be examples of a mechanism. And then if you're still not sure of what they are, you can just type in mechanism examples. And whether you look at pictures or different types here, belts and chain drives, which is what you see in cars often, cam and followers. So any of these that you're familiar with would be examples. I'm going to also say bevel gear, chain drive. Non-examples, so some common things that you might see in your gumball machine but aren't necessarily mechanism is dispenser. So just because the gumball machine will have your gumball dump out, the actual dispenser rod isn't the mechanism, it's how it works together within the rest of the gumball machine. So that's a non-example, and if you're still not sure, remember you can type in the word antonym and you can see how it's spelled right up here. Non-examples is going to give you the opposite, so mechanism, antonym. What's the opposite of a mechanism? There's some different ones, stiffness, woodness, stillness, and so any of those again would be something that's not in motion working together. So those would be non-examples. So we did the first example together with mechanism. You have 4 other words to go through. So diameter, spatial awareness, bond, and varnish. You will be using all of these throughout the project, so it's important to know what they are. At the end, make sure you type in what you've learned and an example of success that you had for this task.